everybody, welcome back to my channel. We said something cute this morning. I said to Jim, he's making me my coffee because it's Sunday. Happy Sunday. For me anyway. For you guys, it's Monday, so I apologize. But I said to him, I'm like, do you look at what cup, or I asked him anyway, do you look at what cup you give me, or you just grab one off the thing? And he's like, I usually just grab one. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, 'cause, you know, they all say different things, because he's been grabbing me like a wake-up cup for like the longest time. And he's like, oh yeah, that's right. So this morning he did this. I feel so very special. I do. So I'm his person. He's my person too. I mean, I have lots of people, but he's my number one person. And this is definitely Italian sweet cream this morning because it's amazing. My sister goes to make my second cup yesterday, and there was a little bit left of the first cup, and she said, what does he put, half a bottle in there? I was like, well, he puts too much. You don't put enough. So together, you guys make up a perfect cup of coffee. But honestly, when I make it myself, I don't put quite enough. Because to my liking. Because I'm cheap. I'm frugal. Guess what? Lisa's coming. She's on her way. It's this exciting last minute things happened. I don't know how. She said she'll tell me later. I don't know. So it's all coming together, I guess. This is my surgery week. It's she wanted to be here for it. I am super excited, but I'm so unprepared. She was gonna come for Thanksgiving, and then that she has to have a procedure done the week of Thanksgiving, so she's able to come now. She's working remotely, so she's, I guess, able to work here. I don't know what's happening. So I'm just very excited, and I don't know much other than she's coming. So speaking of my person, one of my many people, she's coming. So trying to figure out everything, where everybody's going to sleep and what we're going to do and that kind of thing. So you all, I will fill you in as it goes. Now, I don't know exactly how much vlogging I'll get to do while I'm in the hospital. Obviously, like, my wish would be to vlog after my Wednesday embolization, where they're going to cut off the blood supply to my tumor. And again, Thursday night after the surgery, but I don't know anything. I don't know pain medication wise. I don't know if everything goes well or it doesn't. I would like to implore my family. Now, Lisa's been on camera before. Jim's been on camera before. But Jim's not always great with the details. So maybe I'll ask Lisa if there's any unforeseen issues that prevent me from vlogging, that maybe she could just jump on, maybe onto the community page or to my Instagram, and to just fill everybody in on what's going on. So I will ask if that all happens. Lord willing, there won't be any issues or complications, but you know, really nobody knows, and I don't want you guys to have to sit and wait with no vlogs for a couple of days because you have no idea what's going on and worry, you know. So trying to figure out, I'm trying to figure out all the things I need to bring with me. My sister suggested bringing some food in case that the hospital's dietary I don't know, doesn't really live up to snuff or whatever, but I also have to see if I have restrictions. So I figured I'll just bring a protein bar and a protein shake, which are both pretty, um, diet neutral, um, in case I have to have like a liquid sort of protein diet or whatever. But of course, I will talk to a nutritionist about that as well. So, I wanted to just share with you today, and I'm gonna stop talking in a second, and I'm gonna insert a clip from yesterday. So yesterday, after I vlogged in the afternoon, I started to feel really, really run down. And then I drank my electrolytes, and I had a tiny bit of burst of like mental energy, but not the physical kind. And then I said to my sister, look, yesterday we went to Starbucks and we started like what she likes to call a dash, which is basically like to earn stars. You do like, sometimes you have to buy 2 items, sometimes you have to go 2 days in a row, sometimes you have to order twice in 5 days or whatever. So this one was to order 2 days in a row. And I was like, ooh, we can get stars if we go to Starbucks today. And you said you wanted to go to Starbucks today. So yeah, let's do that. And she's like, yeah. She's like, come on, are we going out? We could just go in our pajamas, throw on sweaters or whatever. And I was like, yeah, it's only 64 degrees. It's actually pretty nice. It's cold for her, but it's a nice autumn day. Like 64 degrees isn't too cold for me. It's cold. It's just warm enough to like open the house if it's 64 and sunny. If it's 64 and like rainy, obviously no. But when it's 64 and sunny, it's just the right temperature to like open the living room and air it out. Just a little chilly, but not bad. You put on a blanket or a sweater and you're fine. So I stood up, went to the commode, to the bathroom. Actually, I didn't go to the commode. I stood up and I started to walk to the bathroom, and I started to get this sweater actually off the back of the closet door, and it was buried under other stuff. And I was having a lot of difficulty, and she was hearing me having difficulty. She's like, you all right? I was like, actually, my leg is really weak. And she's like, okay. She comes running and she's like a lot of pain. And I was like, no, like almost like it doesn't want to support me, which I don't know if you guys remember when it first hurt my leg back in May, it started to bother me. That's really why I started using my walker, because it kind of felt like my leg was just going to kick out from underneath me. So I was using my walker for support, not to favor my leg, which was a bonus in the long run, but really just to help support me in case it decided to give out. So she's like, I'm just going to go by myself. And I was like, oh. I said, okay. She's like, it's listen to your body. So I went to the bathroom. She came back and I laid down back in the bed. She came back from Starbucks and she put my coffee down. She said, I have to go start dinner. So I said, okay, just leave it over there on the table. She's like, you wanted me to go get it and you're gonna drink it? I was like, I will in a few minutes. I said, I just really, I don't necessarily think that I was depressed. I was definitely disappointed, but I think that learning to accept the things that are changing is a big part of what's going on now. And it sometimes takes a few minutes of me almost like meditating on it or praying on it, depending on which way you like to put it. I always look at as meditation as praying to God. I always look at it like that. Whatever I'm focusing on is a conversation between me and God. That's what meditation has always been. So we talk about like New Age medicine or New Age philosophies. I don't think there is any New Age philosophy. I think it's just nature. And I think that that's God put healing powers in nature. And you know this anytime you go sit in a garden. You feel God's presence. Anyway, so I just was sitting there and I was meditating and praying on it. And she said, why don't you come sit outside? She's like, it's nice out. I'll open the door. You could sit out, I said, it's not too smoky. She's like, nope. So she opened the door. She opened the Arcadia door and she said, grab your blanket, So you'll see in the video that I received, Michelle Weeks sent me a beautiful package, and it has this, it's a women's chemotherapy care kit, and in it is this, like blanket, which is like a sleeved blanket with all of these really positive words on it, like warrior and inspiration and fighter. And I put it on, I sat in my rollator, and Julie wheeled me out. And I thought she was just going to wheel me to the couch, but she ended up wheeling me straight to the Arcadia door. And she wrapped me up in my slinket. She pulled it tight around me, and I just sat there, and she gave me my coffee. And I noticed that there were deer in the field, and I said, oh, there's deer in the field? Because, you know, what my eyes don't recognize that they're deer, my eyes recognize a change in the shapes. So when you look at the grass and shrubs every day, you'll notice if there's a big brown spot in the middle of the grass, it's probably a deer. So I'm gonna insert a little video clip that I took of the time yesterday, because it was an amazing, peaceful, spiritual time. And then hopefully some funny pictures of deer that we tried to shoot through dirty doors and the screens. And I will apologize about the doors. I love, when we first moved here, like looking out these windows and doors. And ever since we put our bird feeders up there, I can't keep the doors clean. That would be like my thing, was just to go out there and clean the doors 2 or 3 times a week. Just to make sure that they were clean. And if a bird would fly into them, I would have this little like bird print. Not 2 or 3 times a week, 2 or 3 times a month, I'm sorry. And then I would just go out and clean it. But there now is like stuff stuck to it. Like I have to go out with a scrunchie and clean it. So, and I haven't really been able to do that for a while. So I apologize about the dirty window, but please enjoy. Just kind of feeling compelled to vlog a little bit. So Julie brought me out to the living room to sit by the Arcadia door, because it's only like 64 degrees out, so it's not super cold, but she put my blanket on because I'm cold. You guys haven't seen this opening gift yet, but it's a beautiful, beautiful gift from Michelle. Michelle, thank you. Hair is looking wild after my laying down. I was gonna run out with her to Starbucks, but I started to move and my leg just felt totally weak. I know we went out yesterday and I normally rest, but I didn't really do much except go into the restaurant and sit down and go to the bathroom and then back out of the restaurant. But maybe it was just too much. But it's just amazing. And I'm sitting here and I'm holding my head like this, and I feel my port. And I started to think like I have something foreign in my body. And then I realized I have a lot of foreign things in my body. And it's just very peaceful. I'm going to turn you around real quick. It's just really peaceful. You know, the birds need food, but the suet cake is there. You know, just looking around, and it's just peaceful. It's a nice night. It's nights like tonight where I wish we had the deck with the fire pit on it. The fire pit would have to sit like right in the middle of the yard there, because it has to be 15 feet from, oh, you guys can't see it because I have the camera backwards, don't I, duh? It has to be 15 feet from a tree roots or a house, so it has to sit right between us and the tree. Unless I go over there that way towards that part of the yard. But geez, we bought a fire pit when we first moved here, before it was on clearance at Lowe's, before we even realized that it had that kind of an ordinance. So just thought it would be so great to just sit here on our 2 easy chairs and just enjoy the fire pit on nights like tonight. We moved here in October, so that's really when we thought, like, let's go for it. But I just think that I really wanted to share. When I first got out here, the deer were in the yard Oh, you don't like to be on camera.
Just don't tag me.
Isn't she pretty? She's a pretty sister.
I got my do-rag on.
Oh, you got your house cleaning hair.
Yeah, I look like Lucy.
Just really, it's just very peaceful. It's just really serene and enjoying the night. I do wish we had the fire pit going. This would be just the perfect time to just sit out there with your slinket and enjoy the warmth of a fire. But I just wanted to share this moment with you. I don't know where this is going, but I feel blessed. It really was truly a recentering is the best way I can put it. It was a very recentering experience. Being disappointed in myself and learning that, or disappointed in my circumstance of not being able to go out with my sister, and learning that it's okay. It's okay. I will tell you that I think that I wanted a major part of today's vlog to be about balance. And part of what I mean by that is you can have something be not what you wanted and still be a blessing. And what I mean by that is this. Obviously, I didn't want cancer, but it's turning out to be a blessing because I'm able to go through the process and share it with anybody who may be going through the process. So it may not be a blessing for me, but hopefully it's a blessing to others. But like my sister cut my hair. She went to school to cut hair when she was in high school. They had a program. It was called BOCES. It was the Board of Cooperative Educational Services. I believe the S is for services or school. I don't think it was school though. But basically it was like you learned trade school during high school hours. And unfortunately she had developed a lot of really difficulties with her joints that she couldn't do it as a career, but it was skills that she never lost. So I shared this video that I saw on TikTok of this haircut that I wanted. And I said to her, I was like, can you cut my hair like this? And she's like, well, she's got a lot more hair than you. And I said, no, I know, but just could you cut it like that? And she said, yeah. So she went to cut it and I'm like, she's cutting it. And I was like, it's really a lot shorter than the ladies. And I was like, a lot shorter. The ladies' hair was like up to here. And she's like, well, you have a lot less hair. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, I'm trying to make it look as full as hers. And I was like, oh. So the miscommunication was I wanted to have that haircut. And I know that my hair won't look like hers, but I wanted that haircut. So she was trying to make my hair look like that the best she could. So that was the miscommunication. However, I love it. I love it. I love that it is short on the top. I love that it's shorter in the back. I love that it's off my neck. I think it looks really darling. It is so easy to do. Like I'm done in 2 seconds of doing whatever, like putting product in it, and then I'm done. You know, I'm loving it. And that's exactly my point. So it isn't what I wanted. It isn't what I expected. I wasn't sure I was going to love it, but I ended up loving it. So something can be a disappointment and a blessing. And that's where I wanted this video to go. So the fact that I couldn't go to Starbucks with my sister, if I had gone to Starbucks, I would have had to come back in and rest here in bed or here on the chair. The fact that I didn't go, I had enough energy to go wheel out to the living room and to experience the blessing and to sit at the table and eat dinner with my sister. And then because I saved my energy from going to Starbucks, we ended up playing backgammon. We played 3 rounds of backgammon, and I'm pretty sure I won each one. She said, I said, do you want to play backgammon? Because I remember her and I, I remember her loving backgammon, and I remember her and I playing a lot when we were younger. And she said, oh, you want me to kick your ASS? And I was like, okay, sure. I said to her, honestly, I remember how to play. I never can remember how to set up the board. Like, never can remember how to set up the board. I always had to look online. So she set up the board and we played, and I kicked her butt each and every game. Mostly because I was able to roll doubles a lot. So it was just really a lot of fun. And the disappointment was that I couldn't go to Starbucks. And the pleasant blessing was that I got to spend a quiet evening eating dinner and playing games with my sister because my husband was working on a Saturday. And it was joyful. It was joyous. So there is a lot of really, sorry, this mirror, if you don't put it just the right place, it clicks like crazy. Sorry, you probably don't even hear it, but to me it sounds like something. There is a lot of those experiences these days. I'm getting a lot of like, there's disappointment, but then it ends up being a blessing. Lisa couldn't come. Didn't think she was going to be able to come for Thanksgiving, which was disappointing. But the blessing is she can come now. The, Jim not being able to do as much taking care of me because he had to get a job was a blessing, because then my sister got able to come and we were able to reconnect in a way that we haven't in since my brother passed away. Plus her children. I'm reconnecting with her children through her, which is amazing. They've always just lived so far away, so it's always more difficult to maintain a relationship. And finances being what they were ever since the hurricane, that I haven't been back to visit her since 2012. And I haven't seen one of her children. So, I saw her youngest when she came here for Thanksgiving 2 years ago. And then I saw her oldest at the funeral last year. But I haven't seen her middle child since 2012. And it's crazy because so much has changed in my life and their lives. So it's becoming a blessing in the disappointment. Having cancer is a disappointment. Having this ability to reconnect with my sister is a blessing. Being able to encourage others is a blessing. Being able to learn about all of this and possibly saving somebody from having to go through it this is the signs of kidney cancer. And boy, is that a silent but deadly sort of thing. That to me is a blessing. If I can just help one person with an early diagnosis, I am good. My whole journey of having this lousy, crappy situation is the blessing. And it is. To me, that's how I have to look at it. Not have to, at all. That's how I am looking at it. That's how I look at it. It just feels that way. So, I will tell you that the decision to find blessings in the disappointments is a conscious effort. You have to look for them. And whenever I think about looking for blessings or looking for the positives and the negatives, is I'm always back to the picture of Jim. And if I do have it on my phone, I'll try to insert it here. If I can find it, it reminds me of the moment of the look of despair on his face. And I just said to him at that moment, and I think just God was speaking through me, I said, every time you look down and see something that's destroyed, look up and see something that was saved, because we only had 2 feet of water, or 3 feet of water, really. It was closer to 3 feet. I think it was, anyway, we measured the line. I think it was like, I don't know, I think it was 2.5 feet or something. But, you know, every time you look down and see something that was destroyed, just look up and see something that was saved. And that's how you have to live your life. It's the best way, because there are disappointments. There's always going to be disappointments. We have to have expectations of hope. We have to have hope. Hope comes with expectations. And with expectations can come disappointments from time to time, because, you know, we have expectations and God has other plans or something along those lines. And we could be disappointed, but there is always, or can always be, a blessing found in your disappointments. So that's why the title of today's video is Blessings in the Disappointments. So I'm going to end it here, because I'm at this point just talking to hear myself talk. But I appreciate it. I wanted to tell you all that I did tell one of my doctors, actually several of my doctors, that I vlog. And vlogging has been an amazing therapeutic tool. Vlogging, talking to you guys, interacting when I can, has been an amazing therapeutic tool. A lot of people journal. Some people blog, post. Some people post on Instagram just for therapy. And I do this, and I think it's really, truly helping me. But so is all of you. So are all of you. So if nobody has told you today that you are loved, let me be the first, because I love you. And I am so grateful for you. And I'm so thankful that you all are my blessing every day. No disappointment, just my blessing. And as always, you guys take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye.